Everyone wants to become healthy in 2026, but most people start off with extreme diets, unrealistic routines, and ends up burning out in 2 weeks. Let me share the simple habits and routines that changed my lifestyle. No dieting, no obsession, just consistency. When I first started my gym journey, I genuinely thought the stricter I was, the better. The less I ate, the more I would lose. The harder I worked out, the faster the results would come. But what I didn't realize was that the more I hated the journey, the less likely I was to stick to it. That's why I once lost weight and gained it all back. I went on 20 different diets, failed every single time, and it was simply because I wasn't willing to accept that becoming healthy takes time. Whether it's losing weight, gaining weight, just wanting to feel better, etc., it all takes time. You can't just get there in 3 months, 1 month, whatever it is. It takes time. And looking back at it now, all those months I spent restarting, quitting, failing, etc. I could have just started slow, made small changes, and I would have achieved my goals much quicker and way happier. Everything changed a few years ago when I had gained the weight I lost. I finally said, you know what, I'm done with extremes. I'm just gonna start off slow, lift weights 3 to 4 times a week, do an incline walk here and then, and go on a reasonable and realistic calorie deficit. And that's when I finally lost weight in a healthy and sustainable way. And the most important was I kept the weight off. But it only worked out because I changed the way I approached my journey. I changed the way I set up my life, the way I planned my days, and the way I held myself accountable. And those 3 things changed everything in my journey. The most important thing I realized was that your environment shapes who you are. Think about it. You can't expect to stop snacking when your pantry is filled with candy. You can't expect to cook more at home and not eat out when you have no ingredients in your fridge. You can't expect to go to the gym when you don't set time aside to do it. It's not that you're lazy. Your environment is just designed to set you up for failure. Or at least it's designed to stop you from becoming the version you want to become. So instead of trying to become more disciplined, start building systems that makes discipline easier. For example, meal prep meals for the days you're busy. Don't buy snacks you know you'll overeat on. Follow a simple workout plan that fits into your schedule. Remove fractions wherever you can. The most important thing is that in order to create an environment that supports a healthier version of you, you would have to be a planned person. You cannot be spontaneous. One thing I see a lot of people say is that they don't have time to work out, or they'll start working out when they have the time for it, etc. And most of the time, it's not that they are too busy, it's that they don't plan. And they rely on motivation to work out. They'll go to the gym when they feel like it, when they feel motivated to it, and that's why they're not becoming a healthier version of themselves. Motivation is the worst thing to rely on. It's just a feeling, and you will not feel motivated to work out every single day. That's why you need a plan. You can't be spontaneous and work out when you feel motivated or when you have the time to do so. If you wake up every day and just take things as they come, you will never prioritize your goals. Your goals will always be optional and not a priority. Your healthy routines and healthy habits need to be a part of your weekly schedule and not something you do when you randomly feel energized. And you can always find time for things you prioritize. But if you don't schedule them, they won't happen. That's why you need to make a weekly plan for your goals. And a plan that says I need to work out 3 times a week is not enough. You need to have a plan that says I'll work out on Monday 12 p.m. after school, Friday 3 p.m. after work, Sunday in the morning before I eat breakfast, etc. It needs to be as specific as possible because there's a huge difference between general intention and an actual scheduled plan. The same way you plan for your work and exams, you need to prioritize your health to that level in order to actually achieve your health goals. But even with a plan, you still have to show up. And that's where self-honesty comes in. The last and most important part is to keep yourself accountable. A lot of people want to get fit, they want to feel better, they want to see results, etc. But they actually don't show up for it. There's certain people that gets to the point where they have made the plan, but they just never execute it. And that's why they fail. You need to hold yourself accountable and ask yourself, did I actually show up this week? What I did was I kept myself accountable each week. The way I kept myself accountable was obviously weighting myself when I wanted to lose weight. You can keep yourself accountable in many different ways. You can be like, oh, did I actually go to the gym? Was I consistent? Was my workout actually effective? Or did I just go there and yap with my friends? You can also rate your session. You can rate yourself, see if you've actually lost weight in that week. You can track down your goals, write down your journal. That way you can keep yourself accountable and you can track your goals and be like, cool, I did actually go for a run 3 times this week. Or I didn't go for a run. I need to prioritize it. Because you can ask yourself right now, you've been saying you wanted to get fit for the past 4 months, or you have said you've been wanting to start running for 4 months. How many runs have you been on in the last month? How many times have you gone to the gym? If the answer is 0 or 1, then your habits are not aligned with who you want to become. And you need to change that. You need to go to the gym more often. You need to be more consistent. And you would have to be honest with yourself and be like, okay, cool, I've actually not been consistent. And that way you can actually see and be like, am I working towards my goal? There's no need to be lying to yourself. We've got to be straight up honest with ourselves. And the amount of time you've gone for a run or worked out, does that align with the healthier version of you? Or would the healthier version of you go for more runs and train more often? If that's the case, then you have the answer. You need to work out more and go for more runs. A big mistake I see people make is that they think people are born with discipline, and that's simply not true. Discipline is something that's built through habits, and habits are made through systems, which is why you need to focus on making a system that sets you up for a healthier version of yourself.